Hello and welcome to Adventure Mode with Dustin and Brandon. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Brandon.
And we're so excited to be back. 2016 already.
What a year.
You know, I felt like I was so excited about 2015 and now it's over.
Where has the time gone?
You know, they say when you're a little kid, they're like, once you get older, it's just gonna, all the time's just gonna fly by. I'm not saying I'm old, but time seems to be going faster now that I've gotten a little older. I don't know about you.
Don't blink. You know.
Yeah, I know. So this is Adventure Mode, but we have some very exciting announcements. We're so excited to finally unveil some of the things we've been working on. And that is, we now have a new company name. And that is Handsome Phantom. Brandon?
Handsome Phantom. You heard it straight from the Duddy's mouth.
Straight from my mouth. So our new company is called Handsome Phantom. And you're thinking, oh no, what about Adventure Mode? I like the name Adventure Mode. Well, so do we. So we're keeping the name Adventure Mode for this podcast. This podcast, for always and forever, will be Adventure Mode, at least while I'm here. Maybe
Perfect.
We'll pass it on to the generation, our kids that aren't born. So we wanted to make a company that we could branch out, maybe do another podcast, maybe do some movie-related stuff, things like that. So now we kind of have this umbrella that encases everything that Brandon and I here do for folks like you on the internet. And another reason why we wanted to, like I said, we're not trying to move away from the Adventure Mode name, but we do want to keep it just to this podcast because we didn't think a lot when we started. And I don't even know if we're thinking now. Brandon, are you thinking now?
Very rarely.
So when we started, the name Adventure Mode wasn't taken, which is a great thing when you're searching for a name. But on YouTube, there are a crap ton of Adventure Mode videos.
Pretty much Minecraft Adventure Mode.
Minecraft and Diablo. And so it became very difficult for people to find certain videos. And I don't know really how YouTube works. So I feel like that was part of the reasons we weren't getting some of the numbers that we thought we should have been getting on some certain videos. Just overall, videos that we uploaded would go completely unnoticed, even though I had tagged them right and all this stuff. So, so this is our chance to kind of start somewhat anew with our overall goals, but we can still keep this podcast the way it's been.
Yeah, exactly. And like when I even had trouble finding my own page, when not that I couldn't do it really easily, but when I would try and search it and I would look it up and try and find it easily, I was like, there has to be a better way that we can make this easier for the people that want to listen.
Exactly.
So that's part of the reason is we want to make it easier, and we want to reach out to new audiences and not have it be a hassle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and there's a lot of things that we're doing now that we plain and simple just should have done when we started with Adventure Mode.
But you live and you learn.
Yeah.
We had a podcast before this, but we're still greenhorns.
Yeah.
They got that country talk going. You had me singing that country song earlier. I'm getting all country.
You're not wearing a country hat though.
Not yet.
Which, speaking of doing things right the first time, we're very excited to announce. First of all, we have a website, and it is handsomephantom.com. Whether you're listening to this on your phone or if you're watching the video, which I'll get to in a bit, make sure you go to this website. We put a lot of hard work into it. And that's where that website is the hub for you to find anything that we're doing, whether it's this podcast, whether it's the videos, or some of the other things we're going to talk about. You can find it on that site. And I just want to give a really special thank you to our friend Austin. Our friend Austin Urim, he did a great job working on our website. It just looks so fantastic. It works exactly the way we want it to, at least right now. We'll see once we start really going. I think it'll be fine. But it looks great. I'd love for everyone who's listening to this, make sure you check out the website because it's going to be a place that you're going to want to go to see some of the fun things we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And this just goes back to, once again, making it easier if you want to find our content. It's all in one place for you. And you say, hey, you know what? I really like this podcast, but I kind of want to be watching something while YouTube's right there, Twitch is right there. You just go to handsomephantom.com and it'll link you right to our Twitch page. So if you're Saturday morning, you're trying to
don't
derp
blow
around.
the news. We're not there yet. More news on that in just a moment. But anyway, thanks, Austin. He does great work. I don't know if does he have a professional website if you want to reach out to him to do a website. We'll get that info. If Austin if you're interested in a website, tweet at us. We'll hook you up with Austin. He'll do a great job for you. So another big initiative with Handsome Phantom is we're going to bring back the YouTube channel, which is kind of what I said earlier. And we've got a nice schedule that you can expect certain content from us on certain days. So we're bringing back Let's Plays. Every Monday and every Friday, there's going to be a new Let's Play for you to watch with either me and Brandon, or Brandon and somebody, or me and somebody, or who knows? Maybe George Washington.
Neither one of us.
And
just a blank screen.
You never know. Yeah. So Monday, Friday, you're going to be able to expect a sweet new Let's Play from us. In addition, you may already know this if you're watching on YouTube, but we're bringing back the video version of the show for those people that would rather watch it. It's on YouTube in its entirety every Wednesday, alongside with when it comes out on iTunes. So if you want to watch the show, check it out. We're not breaking it up piece by piece just because we're trying to get in the flow, and breaking up piece by piece can be a lot of work. And we want to put more of that work time into our Let's Plays and the other content. And so we still have that option there, though. If you want to watch it, we highly recommend it. I mean, I haven't showered in like 2 days, I think. Just because in the wintertime, I don't really. So you can check out this right here.
This mug.
Yeah. And you can check out Brandon, who's wearing this amazing shirt. It's got some bears on it.
Speaking of Austin, this was a gift from Austin.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
It is nice, but I see those bears on there, and after watching The Revenant,
I'm a little scared.
I'm a little scared of your shirt. All right. So along with the scheduled content, we have some extra fun stuff that's not scheduled that's going to be on there. For example, this week, so this is Wednesday, so tomorrow, Thursday, you're going to see an awesome review of the movie The Revenant with me, Brandon, and our friend Justin is going to be on there for you to check out. The first half of that review is spoiler free. So if you think you might be interested in the movie, you can watch that review, and you're not going to get anything spoiled for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, just like us, if you're wondering whether you like it or not, when we went in, we didn't even know. Just watch the first half. You might get a better idea. You might decide that you don't want to watch it. You might not like bears.
You might not like bears, so you might not want to watch this film.
You probably don't.
So halfway through the video, we say, hey, don't watch anymore. And then we get into a more in-depth discussion, which I thought went really well.
Yeah, I was going to say, now let's just say that you have already watched the movie. The second half's for you.
Mm-hmm. So you could skip ahead, or you could hear some of our brief synopsis. It's not too long at the beginning. But we want to have lots of different movie reviews, and they're not really reviews. They're more discussions and talking
just
about
what we think.
Yeah. We're not giving anything a score or anything like that. So you can check that out there. Movies, games, pretty much whatever we want is the extra not scheduled content that you can find on that channel.
We'd love to hear what you think too.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got 2 more things with this
keeps
launch
coming.
that
Another one
I'm really excited about. So one thing we've always talked about doing, never did, now we are, is Twitch streaming.
I sort of leaked it.
You did leak it.
I leaked it a little bit early.
I think it's out on the internet
a
when
couple
you
minutes
leaked it,
early.
So we are doing Twitch streaming, and it's scheduled every Saturday at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can come hang out with Brandon and I. We're going to play some new games, some old games, some great ones.
Probably some
bad ones too.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited to kind of break into that. I've never really done serious streaming before. So we're going to see how it goes.
We're super pumped about it. Wake up, roll out of bed, get some cereal, and come play games with us.
Yeah. So every Saturday, 11:30 on Twitch, you can stream, hang out, stream with us. It's going to be a great time. I don't know what we're going to play this week. I think we might play some Amplitude.
That would be fun.
Amplitude. I keep calling it Amplitude. I don't think that's
Amplitude.
Right. Yeah. We're going to play some Amplitude, maybe some Persona Dancing All Night, if I can convince you. And
I could be persuaded.
It's going to be great. The last piece of news, which I honestly think is maybe the most exciting part, is that we are indeed, like we said earlier, we're doing another podcast, and it's still a gaming podcast. So, Brandon, I want you to tell a little story from PSX. Am I putting you on the spot here?
No, it's okay. And if you've listened to some of the other episodes, I believe it was maybe even our last one, the Game of the Year. One of the things I said was that I gained a new appreciation for indie games. Okay. And this really ties into what we're trying to do with this new podcast. We're trying to get the story behind the games. We're trying to understand, what happened, because there's more than just what's on the base level. There could be one guy working on it. There could be 3 guys.
Well,
story.
Yeah, and I think the one half that we're missing a little bit here is that when we went to PSX, very specifically, we talked about this. We met the creator of Home, and he's now working on a game called Never Alone.
Alone with You.
Alone with You. That's it. Yeah, Never Alone is a whole different game. It's called Alone with You. And we got to chat with him for a little bit and talk about the game. And it was really neat seeing that side and seeing the person behind the game. And also talked with the Firewatch guys, some stuff like that. So seeing that side was something really, really cool. And I love to see people who are driven, what drives them to do what they do. We actually, Brandon and I had a podcast before this all about that, is that figuring out how that person got into their passion and what continues to drive them and how they ended up where they are. So, yeah, in one half, it is a show that's going to be about the game.
Their game. Yeah, exactly. But it's more.
It's, half of it or more is going to be about that person and how they got to where they are, that they are making something that could be really special.
Which we have found is just crazy interesting, some of the things. Like you wouldn't even believe some of the things. Like the one game where like, wow, this is so beautiful. And we were talking to the guy, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, 3 guys from USC made this, that they just graduated. And I'm like, yeah, I want to know this story. You know what I mean? I want it, this is crazy. This is awesome.
What is going into work like when it's you and 2 other guys working on a game that's going to be released for PlayStation 4, Xbox One?
Exactly.
What's that like? So we're really excited to talk to these developers and get, the story. So that's actually what we're calling it, and it's a little hokey, but I like it.
Not at all. I love
it's called DevTales. Is our new podcast. It's going to be called DevTales, a Handsome Phantom podcast. And unfortunately, we do not have a release date for this podcast. We are working on not interviewing, not yet. We're working on contacting developers and getting them on the show as soon as possible, so we can get those interviews and get the show going. Now, one thing is, this show is not going to be a weekly show. Just because, scheduling and things like that, these developers are busy working on their games. So we want to make sure that we work around their schedule to, not stress them out or anything like that. So I would love for the show to be, every 2.5 weeks. But sometimes it might be once a month or something like that. And that's okay.
Yeah, just expect it to come every once in a while, a little treat.
Yeah, we'll let you know, and you can find out from our Twitter page and things like that. Speaking of the Twitter, we're working out the details of what the Twitter is going to look like. We currently aren't able to get at Handsome Phantom, and we're pretty sure we're just going to convert the Adventure Mode Twitter to the Handsome Phantom Twitter, so you're not confused. So we're working on that. More on that very soon, but we're trying. I think that wraps it up.
Wow.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. And now it's out there, man.
It is out there. It is totally out there. I've been posting little teasers on the Twitter, which reminds me, I almost forgot one of the most important things I wanted to say. Our little logo.
Thanks, Mumsy.
Yeah, my mom, the artist, Marsha Furman, drew up that little ghost for us with the top hat and the cane. He is our Handsome Phantom.
Yeah, I was gonna say she drew up the Handsome Phantom.
Yeah, she did,
and it's fantastic.
It's really, really great. So that's on all of our stuff. So, Marsha Furman, look her up. She is very searchable. If you search her on Google, you can find all of her art, and she does awesome stuff. And she was nice enough to do that for us, and really appreciate it. So hopefully we can get some swag going.
That's right.
Yeah, it'd be really nice. But yeah, I am so pumped. It's gonna be great we have a focus now. We have a schedule, and we don't have any obligations getting in the way of letting us truly do the things we want to do with not only this podcast, but this company that we're creating and the content we want to create.
Onward bound.
Yeah, for sure. So enough of the company talk, enough of the stuff like this, whatever I'm trying to say here. Let's get on to Adventure Mode.
I think I'm ready to go on a mini quest.
A mini quest. That's right. So mini quest coming up. Not a lot of news this week.
How was that?
That was good. I wasn't ready for it though. You can tell I'm just like, yeah, here we go.
Off the wall.
Off the wall. Not a ton of news these past 2 weeks. We're still kind of early January. People are still kind of getting off vacation, things like that. But I do have some things to talk about. Number one, and we missed this news last week when we took the week off. Oculus Rift, there's a price. I don't want to beat this to death because everyone at this point has listened to everyone and their mother talk about the price. But Oculus Rift, $599. It's a very expensive product. What do you think of the price point, Brandon?
You know, we had a discussion about this outside of the show, and I think it's just I'm not getting it, so I don't care that much that it's that much, but I just don't. It's not for me. Like, if PlayStation VR was that much, I probably still would buy it, but very begrudgingly.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's slightly too much. Now, I don't doubt that it's an amazing machine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like at this point VR is gonna be such a fun toy, and it's not gonna be worth that much.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I've been trying to think about recently is that when the iPhone launched, it was $500 for the iPhone, and I think it was 8 gigabytes, and that's it. $500. That's a very expensive phone.
Yeah.
And within 2 to 3 years, it went down in price. And now there's multiple versions to suit multiple needs and things like that. And so yeah, I think the price point will come down. There is definitely an early adopters fee that you pay for things like this.
Yeah, and
you paid $400 for your PlayStation 4. It's down to $350 with a game now.
Exactly.
These things happen.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, when I think about, and this is slightly different, when I think about a $600 price point, and I think about the amount of hours I've gotten in playing time, just tech to tech, out of just my PlayStation alone, it just seems like it's just slightly too much for me. You know what I mean? When you think about it, it can't even stand on its own, can it?
No, and that's the other I guess problem is that for me, like how about that? About a year and a half ago, before I got married, I could maybe stomach $600. I had much more expendable income, things like that. So I could maybe see myself paying that. But the problem is also you got to have the hardware to back it up.
Exactly. And on something like that, and that was the other appeal of the PlayStation VR, is that I already had the hardware. Something like that, yes, it could look great. Yes, it could be incredibly...
That was nice. Don't try and hide that. They heard that burp.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's the Pepsi.
You just gotta acknowledge it. Just let it out.
I burped, time. Everyone.
It's okay.
All right. Now that we've got that off our chest.
Yeah.
Just rigs are so expensive. That's what I'm saying. It's not only is it the $600, but how much will I need to have a minimum VR experience?
Well,
have they figured that out?
Yeah. So your minimum card now is a GeForce 970, which I'm pretty sure retails for around $350. Now you also, of course, need all the CPU, things like that. But usually the graphics unit is the big thing.
Monitor?
For me, the monitor.
Wow. I'm thinking about building
anyone who likes like PC Master Race just like just let out a gasp.
Where are the fans?
The fans on the PSVR. They're little tiny ones on the side. No, so you need a kind of expensive video card, expensive computer overall. But like I said, remember how I said like 2 to 3 years, this price point's going to go down. Well, the price of these video cards is always getting cheaper. They're going to release a new version probably in the next year and a half, and it'll be that minimum requirement is going to become a cheaper card. So no, 2016 is not the year of VR, but it's coming very soon. I think the tech is going to get cheaper, and it's going to be great. It's going to be really, really great. But yeah, $600, too much for me. Now the question is, Brandon, how do you think this bodes for you for PlayStation VR?
Here's my thing: is if the PlayStation VR at this point were that expensive, like I said, once again, I would not be happy, but I would buy it, and I guess I'd be kind of okay with it because I already have something to run it on. I guess that would be more justifiable to me, but still, my price point needs to be like $500, please.
I'm really hoping, like, I have a hope and a realistic and then a probably amount. My hope is 400. Realistically, probably between 450, 500.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, it could launch at $600, just like Oculus. I really don't think so. I think honestly, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
It is possible. I mean,
yeah. So I'm really hoping that Sony has something a little cheaper. And here's the thing: is that I think you're going to get that way better experience from Oculus than from Sony. The hardware is going to be better to run it. The games are going to look better on Oculus, and I'm pretty sure the way the screen works is also more advanced, more expensive on Oculus than on PlayStation VR.
Oculus was like the first name. One of the first bigs. So I mean, I get that, and obviously you're able to run something other than a PS4 on it, but still.
Well, what's interesting is I'm pretty sure PlayStation VR is one 1080p screen on your face. Oculus Rift has two screens that might each be 1080p. So you're looking at running like a 2 to 3K display on your face, which if you're looking at a really high resolution display as far as a monitor, you're looking at an expensive price as well. So I guess I'm not I think the price is probably appropriate. I'm not disparaging the price. It's too much for me. And it will be free until they lower it. And that's just how it is. You know, different people are at different points in life on what they can afford. I can't afford that right now.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yep, that's exactly it. So, yeah, enough on that. But VR, we're very, very excited about it. Now, this next one, I brought in a story a couple weeks ago about the guy who played Fallout 4, got divorced and stuff like that because he played too much. Well, I got another story like that, and this is comes from Kotaku, but a lot of places covered it. A man has been arrested for pissing all over video games at Target. This was written by Luke Plunkett. Last week, Anel, and a really complicated last name, walked into a Target store in Pennsylvania. He then, quote, took a handicap electric cart and drove around the store, coming to a stop in the electronics aisle. After removing one set of urine-soaked pants, he exposed himself and began to urinate on video games and accessories.
Damn.
Those DualShock 4s, they're just getting rained.
That's what happens every time you go to the clearance section. It's just...
Now you have to think about, like, has anyone ever peed on
Has anyone peed on anything I bought from Target?
So, the article goes on, having originally fled the scene.
Did he still have his pants off?
I don't know. It does not say that. I feel like he would have been caught.
Here's the thing. If his pants were soaked with pee, imagine putting on pee-soaked pants. It would be cold and damp and smelly, and then running away. He had to have went pantsless.
Now, Brandon, were you a bedwetter at all as a kid?
No, I was never.
See, I was. I'm not ashamed to talk about it.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Let's talk about it.
You know, I was a bedwetter, and it's one of those things. It's not like I'm laying in bed awake and I decide, hey,
I'm going to take a piss.
I'm going to take a piss. It's no, you wake up and you are drenched. And I'm not saying this wasn't recently. This wasn't recently.
This was not recently.
I don't even remember how old I was. I mean, it was normal age for bedwetting, I guess, as far as I know. You wake up and you feel ashamed, but you are correct. It is wet and it's cold
and it's awful.
Yeah,
there's no way, for maximum mobility and for maximum agility, he would have had to have dropped out of the pants. He couldn't have put them back on.
Well, there's some more details that may explain why he led to do what he did. He turned himself in, actually, 25 years old, and he was charged with open lewdness, public drunkenness, and disorderly conduct. So this dude was totally lit, walking around Target. You know what? How drunk do you have to be to think that it's okay to pee on things?
I have been silly drunk, and I guess I've never been like where I blacked out and can't remember extremely large portions of the night. But I don't understand how physically drunk. Like, how did he take off his pants if he was that drunk?
Well, I don't think he got on the scooter thing.
How did he not wreck it?
I don't know.
Did he get a DUI? Driving while under the
He could have been driving the
DWI?
Scooter. Yeah.
DWI?
Driving
while influenced?
While influenced. Could be.
Driving while intoxicated?
Yeah. So the question is, here's the thing. I want to know how long, like, who found the pee and was like, who the hell pissed all over all these games?
I'm just glad it wasn't me. Because I
Yeah,
go to Target
that would have been real
often.
bad in Pennsylvania.
Does it say what Target store?
No, it just says
That-
in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Where is that? Is that near here?
Probably the other side of the state.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. But anyway, so make sure when you pick up your games, even if they look fine,
Smell them.
smell them a little bit.
Make sure there's no
Make sure there's
soaking
no
wet pants
no
around
piss
them.
crystals. Piss crystals is a word you introduced me to, actually.
Yeah, it's a fantastic word.
Now, where did you get the pistols from, though?
Okay, so sidestep. So I was told by a science teacher in high school that the air vents for the hand dryers actually suck air from underneath the contraption.
So like when you go to a public restroom.
Yeah. So they like suck air from the ground, up into the thing and out onto your hands. And that's fine, I guess. But there have been studies where they've like swabbed the innards of them, and because there's like, it's a bathroom, it's the ground, guys piss everywhere.
Everywhere.
Obviously.
Yeah, like
this
Target.
story.
Uh-huh.
They got piss crystals out of these hand dryers. So think about that the next time you're trying to dry your hands.
There has to be some kind of filtration system
I don't know, Dustin.
to block the piss crystals from getting to your hand.
You know what? I'm not going to tear it open and find out.
No, and what's funny is every time you and I are in a public restroom together,
I boycott them.
You wash your hands and then you shake them rigorously to try and get the water off, and you just wipe that all over your pants.
Yep, no piss crystals for this guy.
You could have got piss crystals on your pants when you were pissing at the freaking urinal.
Piss crystals directly out of my dick.
You would rather be you'd rather be your own piss crystals than someone you don't know. A piss crystal you know is better than a piss crystal you don't know.
Mama taught me that.
I think that should be etched in stone somewhere. Anyway, let's move along here. So at PSX, we saw a nice little preview of a game called Neo. Do you remember that? This was the samurai game.
Oh, the one that kind of looked like Bloodborne.
Now, let's see. I'm trying to figure out the source for this.
Is it that one?
Okay, this is actually a translated source. Zugi.com. Anyway, I got this from the Reddit games subreddit. And Koei Tecmo, which is the game developer, is targeting 60 frames per second for Sengoku Dark Fantasy game, Neo. And I wanted to read this little excerpt just because everything's really interesting because I didn't know anything about this game, and it's kind of, the trailer didn't tell you much about it other than you saw some gameplay and stuff like that. I'm going to try and get these Japanese names right. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Shibusawa then went on to talk about Neo, first announced at E3 2005, which I had no idea.
Wow.
I mean, 2005, I was in 4th or 5th grade. So,
in the
or no, 5th or 6th grade.
In the works.
Yeah. So it's been in development for more than 10 years. So, probably around the same time as Final Fantasy 15. And we're finally maybe getting that game this year. What is it up with these Japanese developers? They can't get their games out within a decade. Anyway, since they, let's see, more than 10 years ago, since then, they have remade the game from scratch 2 times, with this being the 3rd iteration, that he hopes the 3rd time is the charm. They also finalized the concept theme to be Sengoku Dark Fantasy. The game is being developed exclusively for Sony's PlayStation 4 from the ground up and is being optimized for 1080p 60 frames per second. When they first announced the game in 2005, it was still very much a concept phase where they were still deciding whether it should be an RPG game or an action game. After the merger with Tecmo, they asked Team Ninja's Hayashi to take over development of the game and try and make it different from Dynasty Warriors, as Koei was having difficulty differentiating the gameplay. You ever played Dynasty Warriors?
Never.
It's a big, tons of enemies on a battlefield. You're able to take out tons of enemies.
Are you talking about like Shogun kind of?
No. Did you see any gameplay from Hyrule Warriors? No. Anyway, they're known for making a very distinct type of game like that. So the second iteration of the game was developed by Team Ninja, felt too similar to Ninja Gaiden. So they ended up scratching it again and working a 3rd iteration which was what was shown at PlayStation Experience 2015. The game concept has always been that it will take place in Sengoku Jidai, but with yokai beats beasts, yokai beasts. So that's like undead beasts, I think, Japan, because like yokai watch. Yokai beasts appearing. And so it was easily going to be a dark fantasy style game. And he also said this is a quote dying game, and compared it to Dark Souls on the PS3.
I was gonna say now it's gonna look too much like Dark Souls.
He said specifically Demon Souls.
Now it's gonna look too much like Demon Souls, and they're gonna have to scrap it.
So I think that's really interesting that this game has gone over many iterations from being a game kind of like Ninja Gaiden, being kind of like Hyrule Warriors, not Hyrule Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, and now we're getting a game that's very Dark Souls, and I think that's fine. I think From Software came up with a very winning design as far as the way Dark Souls games work. So I'm really excited to see more games kind of, mimicking another game is totally fine if you're able to bring in new elements and do new things, and it'd be good and not just a direct copy. So obviously, I don't want this game to be a direct copy of Demon Souls, Bloodborne, that style of game. But I think that having some new people do new takes on things is always great.
Being a samurai would be cool.
Yeah, dude, it would be so cool. I actually want to watch that trailer again. I haven't seen it
when
since
I first saw
keynote.
it. I thought it looked cool. I thought it looked really awesome, and we like the style of the games up from Dark Souls, Bloodborne, this, that, and the other. So why not?
I'm excited
to see
that.
more.
Oh yeah,
and just like what you were saying, it's crazy because it's like completely from the ground up, multiple times. It's crazy.
I think we're gonna see a lot of this game at E3 this year.
I hope so.
Hopefully, I'm hoping that they decided to finally like this game is coming out this year, so we're gonna announce it this year, and not like I don't want to see this as a 2017 game.
Yeah,
I'm just tired of games just being dragged on forever and ever. Enough.
Another 10 years.
Yeah, another
one.
A game development for 2 decades.
For 20 years.
It's gonna happen. They keep dragging it out. Just wait, Kingdom Hearts. It's not coming out till 2022. You never know.
2075.
It could be Kingdom Hearts 4. That's when that
3005.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So the next thing I want to talk about here is the Shovel Knight Amiibo, which if you're watching the video, you can see I have the Shovel Knight Amiibo. This isn't actually new news, but I'm excited because they added an update to Shovel Knight. Now, you were reading the article. Was it Wii U, PS4, and all of them? Some new stuff?
I saw 3DS, Wii U. Those are the ones that I remember seeing. I'm assuming it's PS4s as well.
Well, so if you have Shovel Knight on Wii U, you can get this handy little amiibo, and that unlocks co-op mode, which just sounds awesome. I would love to play co-op mode, actually specifically with you, Brandon, because Shovel Knight is not really your type of game, and so playing it on your own might not be super fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say we Let's Played it. It was neat.
Playing it together would be awesome. The problem is I don't own Shovel Knight on the Wii U. So I'm really hoping at sometime in the future they incorporate the co-op mode into the PS4 version, even if it's like a DLC that includes some other stuff and co-op for $5. I'd totally be down for that. They provided so much content with this game to begin with, like just great. So I'm going to open it up real quick here.
Great meow.
On this podcast. I've been waiting.
Unboxing.
Since there's some audio listeners, you can listen to it being torn. And what's interesting about this amiibo specifically is that I'm pretty sure this was not made by Nintendo. It was only licensed by Nintendo. The first licensed amiibo, which is cool. And yeah, so here he is.
Wow.
He looks real nice. He's got a different base. He doesn't have the Smash Brothers base.
Something that I thought was interesting is it like how it looks like he has armor. Like I really don't know how to explain it, but if you see one in person, like it looks different than other amiibos, and I think that's because Nintendo probably didn't have a direct hand.
Now, what I would have loved is that if this amiibo would be able to scan into Smash, so you could use Shovel Knight on Smash Brothers. Not the case, though. And now that will never be the case, unfortunately. But yeah, I got him anyway, even though I don't have it for Wii U, just because he's a nice little figure here.
Looks cool.
He's
probably one of the, honestly, one of the better looking ones.
Yeah, real nice. So if you have Shovel Knight on Wii U, get the amiibo. It's like $13 or something. Play some co-op with your friend, your family, your dog, whoever, and it'll be a good time. Next topic of news, side quest. Gears of War 4, the date has been moved. Originally, no, this is
10 years.
Oh, 10 coming out now in 10 years. it was originally going to come out, what they said, holiday 2016. It's been moved up actually to fall 2016. So we can expect to play Gears of War
sooner,
pretty soon. Not pretty
Wow.
soon, but
soonish.
I'm thinking it's probably going to still be late fall,
Late fall,
probably October, if I had to guess.
Halloween time.
Which makes it, fall is interesting because Gears of War is a pretty big hitter. Like that's something I think you would want to release for Christmas.
Seriously, as far as Xbox goes, there's a couple big hitters, and that's definitely one of them.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why they would move it up unless I was reading this wrong. Let me just double check real quick here. Gears of War 4 releases date moves to fall 2016. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I'm really looking forward to that game just because I do really like Gears, and I think it'll be awesome to see it on the new gen console. And did you play the Gears games at all?
I played a couple old ones at a buddy's house. That is about the extent of my
Gears
playing. Yeah, I liked chainsawing through things though. I thought that was fun.
I played through all 3 of them, but I pretty much just played the campaign and then either traded it back to GameStop because I was in high school and I was poor and I wanted another game. So I would love to go back. I really want to get that Ultimate Edition of the first game so we can play that. That'd be fun. Oh, that'd be a good Let's Play.
That would be
Let's play
awesome
or
Let's
good
play.
stream.
It would,
It's like $30.
It would actually be both.
Yeah.
I just read an article that said that some of the most popular backwards compatible games are those games. So
You know why?
they obviously still are really because they're probably like
They were bundled in with Ultimate Edition.
oh okay.
So that's probably part of the reason, but still something. So, 2 more quick little topics here. And I might have already lost the one link. So I might just skip it. Yeah, I'm just going to skip it. This is professional. Last one is, have you heard of Awesome Games Done Quick? It's been going on all week. You probably saw some articles about it.
No idea.
So Awesome Games Done Quick is a kind of a convention type stream that you can watch on Twitch that they do speed runs of games.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They just raised a ton of money for cancer
Yeah, that's what I was going to
research.
say. They raised
fantastic,
$1.2 million, which is amazing.
crazy amounts of money.
I checked out the streams on some of them, and it was just so cool to see them talk about the games and how they do the speed runs. Some of the speed runs are legit, like play through the game, no glitches, no cheats or anything like that. Some of them are glitched as fast as you possibly can. So I saw one, and I'm not going to get the details totally right. Someone was playing Super Mario World, and they're something to do with the way you hold an item is a writes code into the game. So they would go and get this certain item and then walk around in very specific ways and throw the item or something like that. And they would jump into something. But what they were doing is writing code into the game through that box, which then once they fully activated the code, not like a cheat code, game code is what I'm saying. Not It would instantly launch them to the end of the game, to the last final sequence. Not even the last boss. It was like the
end,
the epilogue type,
the
thing.
credits.
Yeah, and it was really cool to see them do that. It was really, really crazy.
Speed runs are just so interesting. Like, I feel like there's culture behind speed runs. I feel like there's like speed running guys, and it's just it's insane. It's almost sickening how fast some of them can do it. It's mind boggling, really. Watching a good speed run.
Yeah, I
Always
definitely.
a good time.
I think not this year, last year, the year before, I watched like a speed run of Ocarina of Time, and just like weird things on how they like jump through walls and skip entire sections of games.
Did you see a blind man for the first time?
Dude, yeah, beat Ocarina of Time,
which
How
is
do you even
which
do
is
that?
insane.
It took me hours and hours and hours to beat it.
It's crazy
with sight.
Has he been playing it since it came out though? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I have seen some blind speedrunners before though, and it's really neat how they use sound and stuff at the game
That's crazy.
to do that. It's really, really neat.
Even more insane.
Yeah.
Just-
All right, so that wraps up our side quests. And we don't have a lot as far as our main meat of the show. Since I thought, I wanted to spend a lot of time talking about the new company and all that stuff like that. So, Brandon, I knew you were playing a game that you're really excited about.
Yeah, I'm super, super excited. And there's actually some new news about this game, and I'm going to talk about it first. Diablo 3. It's not new for y'all, but it's new for me.
Okay.
Wow. I have played other games like this before, but
You played Gauntlet.
I played Gauntlet. I played Torchlight a little bit, which is similar, and none of them really captivated me like Diablo is. It's super fun and super easy to connect with friends, and I think that's part of the reason why I like it so much.
Yeah. So you ended up getting that for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, and I got it for a snag. I got it for under $30, which is great for that. Like 4.5s and 9 out of 10s. So.
Yeah, those Blizzard games, it takes forever for them to go down in price. So getting them for 30 now was real good.
It was phenomenal, and I'm on Act 4. Some crazy shiz just happened.
That's when you're in heaven.
Yeah, and literally crazy.
I guess
shit
that could
just happened.
That could be a spoiler for Diablo, but honestly,
it's been out for a while.
It's been out for so long.
I won't tell you what happens. But
calm down.
Yeah, it's super fun, and I love playing with my character. The only gripe I have is I understand you're supposed to be playing as a character, but I wish you could like fuck with the character models. I know you change armor constantly, and sometimes you can't even see their faces, but I wish you could like change their hair and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'd be neat. But super fast, super cool. 60 frames a second, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it runs real nice on the PS4,
and it's great. There's some extra things that are on PS4 that are on PC, I guess. Like there's an evasive move. You could roll and stuff. I guess there's a couple other neat things. So just super good game. Just super, super good and super well worth my money. Seriously.
You had tempted me to purchase the game. I was tempted, but I thought about how many hours I put into Diablo PC.
No, I mean,
I just can't do it again.
Your argument is completely fair, and I understand that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, this is actually gaming news, they are putting out another big patch.
I saw that, yeah.
For Diablo 3, and I guess it's adding a bunch of stuff and changing some stuff, which is really cool. And it's really nice to see, even though it's older, I mean, I know they just did the PS4 not that long ago comparatively. And they're still supporting it, still adding new things. I always enjoy seeing that from gaming companies.
Yeah.
And free.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing is they really did it right because Diablo 3 had a little bit of a troubled launch with the DRM and then the marketplace stuff. And man, they really, which I thought it was fine when it started. A lot of people were complaining about the marketplace and things like that, but I thought it was fine. But they really have done some things that have really made the game great. And not only that, they've done things to make the longevity of the game even greater. With the Reaper of Souls expansion, which was a real nice, meaty expansion, well worth the price. They added the adventure mode,
which is fantastic.
Which is also the name of this podcast. They added it, and it was great, super fun. I played that a long time on the old PC there. And, Blizzard, they put out a lot.
Continuously are adding more. And see, that just shows you the longevity of the game is that, there have been people like you who have played it, the shit out of it and put it down. And I'm just learning about it and re-picking it up and re-spreading the word.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. And it's good. It's great.
I would love to see more games like that. Like we said, there's Gauntlet, which is nowhere near the level of Gauntlet's so much more arcade.
Gauntlet's fun, and it is true arcade. It is fun to play, but it's not story driven really. I mean, there's a slight story, and there's
and a lot of people said they like Torchlight 2 better than Diablo 3. But what's interesting, I don't know what it was about Torchlight. It did not grab me either. I remember we tried to play it together, and it was something about it was not really jiving with me.
I played it for a while. I really, really liked the companion system. How you could
send them to go do stuff for you.
Yeah. And I liked how you could have like pets.
Oh yeah.
Super loved the pets. I thought the pets were a really cool thing, and I loved dressing them up. I thought that was neat. You could dress them up, right?
I think so.
It's been like 2 years, 2.5 years or something. I only played it for a couple months, but
I'd love to see Torchlight 3, what that could do. That would be awesome.
On PS4?
Yeah. Dude, I'm really excited this week. I guess as of yesterday, there's a game coming out. Did I tell you about this? It's called That Dragon Cancer.
Oh, you did tell me about this.
Sorry, I was
really
thinking about
sad game.
I was thinking about new games. I was thinking about Torchlight 3 and what other new games are coming in. And I thought of how I want to talk about this game. I really want to play this game. It's called That Dragon Cancer. It's about a family and their little child has cancer that is going to kill him. It's terminal. And it's like a really artistic, beautiful looking game that I'm really excited about.
Hope it's not like Welcome to the Rapture.
Hope
it's not shitty.
Everybody's gone to the Rapture. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm curious. Some of the reviews are coming out, and for the most part, they're good. But I don't know. Yeah, something about this game, I'm really drawn to it. Make sure you watch the trailer. Maybe buy the game.
Yeah.
I really wish it was coming out on PS4. I'm gonna have to play it on my PC though. What's funny is it's coming to PC, Mac, and Ouya. So the 3 people out there with an Ouya can cry while playing this game. Not only are they crying, not only are they crying about the game, they're crying because they bought an Ouya. Or maybe they're crying because they're so happy they finally have a game to play on their Ouya.
What about Linux?
I don't know if it's coming to Linux.
All of the fans know I'm a big Linux.
You are the biggest Linux guy.
But speaking of games, I'm playing Diablo, doing it big. What are you playing, Duddy?
What am I playing?
I know what you're playing.
I want to give a
big
shout out this week, and that is to the PlayStation TV. I freaking love my PlayStation TV, and I think everyone should own one because of how freaking cheap it is. I think I got mine used at GameStop for $30. But I've seen them for $20 new when the sale comes up. It used to be $100, and no one's buying them, so they're going down to dirt cheap pricing. The PlayStation Vita TV is a tiny little box that it is a Vita on your TV, and that's about it.
So do you not have to have a Vita?
No Vita required. You just buy the little box, you put an HDMI in it, plug it in. It has a little cartridge slot to play your Vita games and a little slot for the Vita memory cards.
Interesting.
And what's so awesome about it is you just, you have a PS4 controller, you just sync your PS4 controller with it. And it's
Ready to
awesome.
go.
I really am really, really loving it. And I have been for a while because the reason I bought it was Holly and I playing Danganronpa, the first one, Trigger Happy Havoc. We played it, both of us hunched over my Vita. My back was killing me by the end of that week because we just blitzed through that game. So I was like, man, I should just buy the $30 Vita TV. I'm just going to do it. And I bought it, and it's really freaking awesome.
Yeah, you've used it a shit ton.
Yeah.
You've played a lot of games on that.
I've played Danganronpa 1 and 2. I've played a good part of Danganronpa Another Episode. And now, which brings me to what I'm playing now, I've picked back up Persona 4 Golden, and I am just deep into that game right now. I'm about a little over 40 hours in, so that means I have a little less than 20 to go. So it is a very long game, but it's just so good.
Tell me about what was going on. You showed me some of it, and you fought Megatron.
I did fight a giant robot. Persona is a game that is really interesting because it kind of has elements of like Pokemon, where you have these different personas that have different elemental abilities. So you can cast like fire on someone, and if they're weak to fire, that really hurts them, things like that. And so the combat kind of reminds me somewhat of Pokemon, but it's also part dungeon crawler, so you have to go through these dungeons and get to the next level and things like that. But when you're not dungeon crawling and stuff like that, you are a high school student that you can interact with other students, and you form these different social link bonds with the other students. And as you get these bonds, that helps you when you do the dungeon crawling stuff. So my one bond with this one character allows this certain ability to happen. And when I work with these certain personas, I get a bonus because I'm really good friends with this one character in the game. But you can do other things that raise, like doing this will raise your intellect, and doing this will raise your courage, which will create different story and dialogue options. It's really, really in depth, and it's awesome, and it's so cheap. You can get that game for like less than $20.
How old is it?
I believe Persona 4 originally came out on PS2 in 2011.
So spoilers are not really an issue.
No, I would say they are. This game is more relevant now than it was then.
Really?
Yeah, this
Interesting.
game. This is one of those games that I think it did pretty good on PS2, but when it came to Vita, that's when it really shined with Persona 4 Golden. And it's universally known as the most popular, best Vita game that you can buy. And I think I would agree with that. Because it's, a lot more is there than Danganronpa. I think I like the story of Danganronpa more, but over the overall package, I like Persona 4 Golden just so much. And I took a long break from it for probably about like 2 months, and then I picked it back up,
And now
and
you're stronger than ever.
I am stronger than ever.
Now, something that's really interesting that just came in the mail the other day that I just experienced just
Oh.
not, I don't know, 45 minutes ago.
So let me just say. Oh, yeah, unless you had something else you want to say.
No. I just wanted you to talk about it because it was
I have
interesting.
a thing. This started with Danganronpa, where when I got towards the end of Danganronpa 1, I knew instantly I was going to want to play Danganronpa 2, but I did not purchase it until I finished Danganronpa 1. And I really regretted that because I had to wait a couple days because I'm an impatient little bitch.
That's okay.
So this time, as I'm nearing towards the end of Persona 4, there is another game on PlayStation Vita called Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which was released in the past couple months. So I bought that, and I wasn't playing the story mode, but I was playing some of the free dances, and I was digging it.
And this is not anything like
No, it's a
Persona 4.
It's a dance.
It is a dancing rhythm based game.
Yeah. It's
Sort of
totally
like
different.
Guitar Hero?
Kind of, you could say that. Kind of Dance Revolution. Maybe.
It looked cool.
You don't play with your feet or anything on your Vita because that would just probably smash your Vita. But it's great. It seems really great. I'm excited because there's a story mode that takes place after the events of Persona 4 Golden. Did you know there's also a Persona 4 fighting game? Did I tell you this?
You were telling me about this. Now, is this just the traditional like sidestepping
exactly.
Tekken fighter type thing?
Yeah, it's a lot like that. It's called Persona 4 Arena.
Are you interested?
Oh, I've been already planning on buying it, but I already went above and beyond by buying one game in advance. To buy two in advance would be a little excessive.
Unless it was hella cheap.
Yeah. Well, you can get it new for like $16, which isn't bad. I've seen it used for like 12, which I'll probably just buy it new because I don't want some grubby hands all over it.
Now, what is it about this game that they're so willing to branch out into so many different types of game? Like is it that the characters are so strong that they're able to that people like you want to see these characters in other games? But
yeah.
Is that the reason?
It really is. Persona is the people that like Persona 4 Golden or just Persona 4 love it. I think is what I've noticed. There's very few people that are just like, it's all right. You know, like there's no, you either really love it or you're probably not interested. And because of how much, I think it has something to do with like, I've spent 40 hours with these characters. I'm going to spend 20 more with them.
Yeah.
And, I've grown attached. It's like when you watch a TV show and you spend so many hours with these characters, you want to see them in more situations. You want to continue to see what their story's like. So it's really interesting that they've been able to expand the story and do other things with these characters.
Yeah. I was just going to say, it's just so interesting that you go from the dungeon crawler and then you get more story and a dancing, like poppy, awesome, like bright color game. And I'm just like, I just think that's neat. And I think it's so cool that they can do it in many different types of mediums, so to speak.
It's interesting. I think there are 4 Persona 4 spin-off games.
Really?
Persona Q, which is on 3DS. There's Arena, and then Arena Max, which is a sequel to Arena.
Now, unlike TV shows, are these spin-offs successful?
A lot of people, all I hear is good things about Persona 4 Dancing All Night. So I'm guessing, yes, it was a success. I think I read that the sales numbers for it were very good, especially being on Vita. I really don't know about Arena 1 and 2. The Amazon reviews talked about it
good,
very favorably. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know about Persona Q, but there's also an anime of Persona. Maybe you should watch that. Maybe that's your way to break in to watch and know about Persona.
The only anime that I've ever watched and thoroughly enjoyed was anything Studio Ghibli. So
oh, dude, you need to watch Death Note. Let's talk about that afterwards.
You know what?
You need to watch
my
Death
girlfriend
Note.
actually watched and read a ton of Death Note, so I could Maybe watch that.
It's great. It's totally great. But yeah, overall, back to the Vita TV. The Vita TV, it's so cheap, so many good games, and it's great. Get one. And if you're passionate about it, get a freaking Vita, Brandon.
I'm really not that passionate.
The Vita is just it's the best.
I'll trade in my 3DS.
I almost considered buying a second Vita so I could get the blue one in the Vita 2000 because it's lighter and nicer.
And you just keep the first one too.
Dude, I should sell you my old Vita. That way you can get one for cheap and I can get the new one.
On the low.
Yeah. So I think that wraps it up. We're actually at 55 minutes. We've been bull crapping for a while here. I forget the camera's here and I feel like I don't know whether I look at you, look at the camera, look at both. I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, I guess that wraps up this week's episode of Adventure Mode, a podcast by Handsome Phantom. Like I said earlier, make sure you go to our website, handsomephantom.com. That's where you're going to be able to get all the different stuff that we're doing. Don't forget also, we got a Let's Play coming on Friday. We got the Revenant review coming tomorrow, Thursday. Make sure you watch those. You're going to want to check them out. Also, Saturday, come hang out with us, 11:30 a.m. Hang out with us on Twitch. We're going to be playing some crazy stuff. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great. Thank you.
We're just really excited. New year, new me. New year, new podcast life.
New company.
It's a new company. Yeah. So again, thank you for sticking with us in 2015. Thanks for coming back in 2016. We're really excited. And it's been great. So, Brandon, till next time.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Dustin, and we'll see you next week.